nutso show, and if you ain't one of them, it's probably time to go. This is nutso show, yeah, this is nutso show, and if you ain't one of them, it's probably time to go.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Welcome to TDAU Live, episode 9. Man, what a week it's been. I got some stuff coming together. It's awesome. Show's booked. I'll be down in Middlebury next Friday. Wait, this Friday? It might be this Friday. I need to check. I think it's this Friday. Roasting RoboCop. That's exciting. And yeah, next month, February 10th, I'll be out live emceeing a show in Woodstock. And the birthday shows. Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming's birthday variety show coming together March 15th and 16th. And we have lots of guests, special guests confirmed for those events. And I'm getting excited, ladies and gentlemen. It's the point where I'm getting stoked. I'm putting together flyers. And yeah, I get some photos coming in from different artists. Oh, Rumble was doubling up there. I better pause that. But yeah, I did a cool AI art for my buddy Jake is a DJ Vulture. AI art, I think that's what it's gonna become. And yeah, digging it, man. Yeah. Having fun. It's gonna be ridiculous. And we got a bunch of great talent for that. But yeah, for tonight, we got a lot of news to get into. There's some stuff going on. Nothing all that exciting, but you know, Fauci made some admitted some stuff, and Canadian sheriffs are crazy. And then people are wondering why we are having a hard time recruiting soldiers after dishonorably discharging a bunch of them for not wanting to get an experimental injection. Go figure. Let's get into it anyway, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. It's TDAU Live.
Yeah, back baby.
Are you saying you want to show me your tits?
This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of a punk, and then all his friends left him, and now he's here alone. This is the story of a drunk who grew up kind of punk. Now he's here doing the drunken underwhelming live show.
This is a weird show.
Drunken underwhelming live show. Drunken underwhelming live show. Drunken underwhelming live show.
That's right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm, of course, Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming. Welcome to TDAU Live, episode 9, social distancing. Social distancing, it just sort of appeared. That's comforting. And yeah, we'll get right into that one first, right off the bat. Whoa. Fauci makes huge admissions on vaccine mandates and loud leak theory legitimacy. Dr. is from State of the Union. Not sure. Don't look into it. I think they're NewsGuard certified. Dr. Anthony Fauci faced intense questioning from the House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic, where he admitted that 6-foot social distancing rule had little scientific basis. He also acknowledged that the lab leak hypothesis is not a conspiracy theory and that vaccine mandates might increase hesitancy. I would argue that you're wrong, Dr. Fauci. It is a conspiracy theory. One that just happens to be very close to the truth, possibly, allegedly. And also that just because it's a conspiracy doesn't mean it's not real, because that's not what conspiracy means, even though the government's been using that term to poison the public speaking well. Despite supporting travel restrictions from China, Fauci was accused of playing down the lab leak theory. And if by playing down you mean ordering a paper that said it wasn't, even though there was no proof that it wasn't. Yeah, he downplayed it really hard. Fauci admits 6-foot social distancing was based on nothing. It just sort of appeared. It had little scientific basis. I think by little scientific basis, you meant none. I guess. I don't know. What are you talking about? 2020, Fauci said you were safe if you stay 6 feet apart and wear a mask, which both things were obviously not entirely true. Yeah, I don't know. I guess, I mean, I was safe. I think most people were. My heart goes out to all those who weren't and lost their lives due to this whole shenanigan fest. sort of appeared, wrote the committee, mocking Fauci in his own quote. Dr. Fauci acknowledged that the lab leak hypothesis is not a conspiracy theory, their statement continued. This comes nearly 4 years after prompting the publication of the now infamous proximal origin paper that attempts to develop and disprove the lab leak hypothesis, and explained the committee. See, that's what I'm talking about. The committee said Fauci still advised American universities to impose vaccine mandates on their students. The committee wrote that Fauci played semantics with the definition of lab leak in an attempt to cover up the inaccurate conclusions of proximal origin. Yes, he did try to downplay the phrase lab leak. Dr. Fauci's testimony takeaways: COVID Select completed a 2-day, 14-hour transcribed interview with Dr. Anthony Fauci. Senator Wenstrup said during his interview today, Fauci claimed the policies and the mandates he promoted may unfortunately increase vaccine hesitancy for years to come. Further, the social distancing recommendations forced on Americans sort of just appeared and were likely not based on scientific data. Wenstrup said the hearing revealed systematic failures in our public health system and shed a light on serious procedural concerns with our public health authority. It's clear the dissenting opinions were often not considered or suppressed completely, lamented lawmaker. Should a future pandemic arise, America's response must be guided by scientific facts and conclusive data, declared Wenstrup. Community highlighted systemic failure in public health and emphasized the need for future responses to be guided by more scientific facts and conclusive data. What a novel thought. That we actually, base it on facts and data instead of emotions and feelings. But I don't know. If we just operated by just emotions and feelings, then we'd be in a spot like this from the State of the Union. The Army staff are baffled by a sharp decline in white recruits in the last 5 years. Yeah, shocking. I don't know why anyone would not want to sign up for the military. It's not like, it hasn't been it hasn't been made not cool to be an American. So why would you want to fight for it? The Army's recruitment of white soldiers dropped by almost half in the last 5 years, coinciding with efforts to increase diversity. The decline led, I guess they are technically more diverse if less white people are signing up. The decline led to the Army missing its 2023 recruitment target by 10,000. While Black and Hispanic recruitment remained relatively flat, their percentage increased due to the decline in white recruits. An Army officially told military.com, there's a level of prestige in parts of conservative America with service that has degraded. Now you can say you don't want to join or for whatever reason or badmouth the service without any cultural guilt associated for the first time in those areas. Yeah, which is exactly what the military used to prey on, was young, poor white kids that I just needed some college money. And it's become very unpopular. I wonder why. A decrease in white recruitment has reportedly baffled Army staff and isn't easily explained by any one particular factor. No, but if you look at a gross multitude of factors, it's very easy to see. You have an entire generation of people that are Americans that have grown up with just the gift of being a modern American, the richest time of anybody's life in the world, and they just hate this place and want more and don't think that anything is fair. And the fact that they have to work for a living isn't fair because some other guy worked his ass off and now has a bunch of money. It's mind-boggling. And yeah, and it's very cool to be anti-America in America, so why would these people want to fight for it? Secondly, you've got vaccine mandates that were put in place. A bunch of people got kicked out and then they took that off the table 2 years later. That probably doesn't really inspire confidence in the enlistment process. Thirdly, you've got a leadership crew that clearly looks like war's on the horizon. It might have been, it was safe. Let's be honest. It was safer to join the service under Trump. And there's no argument there. Like, more shit has popped off since Biden took office than anything I can remember in my lifetime. But yeah, it's we're right on the verge, my friends. Greatest risk of being a labor dropout is being native-born, low-education, unmarried guy. Low education, they mean didn't waste his money getting indoctrinated in college. Low education means high school. That's what these people think. Like with any other big historic change, it's kind of hard to attribute a single magic bullet, at The Economist. Some Army officials attributed the drop in white recruitment to factors such as criticisms of wokeness in the military, obesity, and public education. That too. I mean, we've got a country that's too fat to fight. The article noted the decline in white recruitment was baffled Army staff is not easily explained by a single factor. No, because it's a bunch of factors that very clearly explain what's going on. Additionally, I mentioned wider statistics showing decline in white men in the labor force and at civilian universities. Yeah, because men are just dropping out of society. Society said, like, white men are the most worthless people ever. And so then I was like, okay, I'll go do my own thing. I'm not gonna join the military. Why would you join the military right now? I can't think of many logical reasons that I would want to sign up just so I could go to war in Iran. Like that just, or Russia. Like I just don't get it. It's not. But starting around with some good news. 4 days ago, hundreds of Biden administration employees plan to walk out of their jobs next week in protest of support for Israel and Hamas war after young White House staffers sent letters criticizing their boss. I don't care what they're walking out for. I think if the White House staff walks out, it's probably a good day because it means they're fucking up less. Let's be honest. That's what I think. I don't care why they're walking out. I'm just glad they are. That's for sure. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's cool with me. Oh, Bernie. Oh man. Oh, let's actually let me take a second to play the remix song I made. Yeah. The juicy bounciness. Yeah, so this is a remix based on a voicemail that my wife's friend got sent. And I just had to. I could not make this.
Speed up shit. Speed up shit. Speed up shit. Fuck a phone, fuck texting. Feel the energy. Face to face. Damn near guaranteed a hug. Some shit up to kick it. Vibe out. Excellent energy, excellent vibes. I like getting to meet individuals anyway. Love this. Bouncy juicy. That juicy bounciness. Juicy bouncy ass. Bouncy juicy tits. Juicy bouncy ass. Bouncy juicy tits. Juicy bouncy ass. Bouncy juicy tits. Juicy bouncy ass. Bouncy juicy tits.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I had a good time playing with that. Okay, back to sharing. Yeah, that was fun. Poor Bernie in the news. For me, again, don't know who the source is, but I thought the premise was funny. What is left to destroy? Internet mocks Bernie Sanders as he claims Donald Trump's re-election would be the end of democracy. Even though a democratic process would have been why he became president. Interesting. Burlington, Vermont, in a candid interview, progressive firebrand Bernie Sanders issued a grave warning to President Joe Biden as the 2024 presidential election gear kicked off. Sanders urged Biden to address the concerns of struggling voters more aggressively, noting that a failure to do so could pave the way for former President Donald Trump's return to the White House. Yeah, you mean what the polls say? We got to see this White House move more aggressively on healthcare and housing, on tax reform, on the high cost of prescription drugs, Sanders told The Guardian. If we can get the president to move in that direction, he will win. If not, he's going to lose. Which the polls say right now, anyways. Who knows? Lots of things could happen. It's 2024. It's going to be a wild year. Sanders, who is reportedly in direct communication with the White House, stated, We hope to make clear to the president and his team that they're not going to win this election unless they come up with a progressive agenda that speaks to the needs of the working class of this country. Which would not really be a progressive agenda if it's appealing to the working class. That's kind of ironic, Mr. Sanders. Critical juncture in American politics. Vermont Senator's caution comes at a pivotal moment in American politics, with Republicans in Iowa preparing for caucus, marking the official commencement of the 2024 presidential election on Monday, January 15th. While Biden faces no formidable challenger in the Democratic primaries, because they're not holding Democratic primaries, apprehensions are growing about his potential rematch against Trump in November. And it's funny that there's even talk of primaries, because there usually wouldn't be if there was an incumbent president, but there was a lot of talk about it, and then they announced they weren't having them. Interesting. Recent polls indicate Trump gaining traction, particularly in key battleground states and among demographic groups crucial to Biden's 2020 victory. Sanders underscored the gravity of the situation, saying it'll be the end of democracy, functional democracy. I would argue that we're past functional. Nothing about this thing is functional anymore. He claimed that Trump would shift the electoral goalposts in such a way that many people would vote against Trump. Many people who would vote against Trump are unable to do so. He'll make it harder for young people of color to participate in political process. Based on what evidence, sir? In a pointed critique of Biden's re-election team, Sanders highlighted their inadequacies in effectively communicating the president's accomplishments. They're not their own best advertisers. They don't do a particularly good job in explaining what Biden has accomplished, like a piss poor economy, a really bad withdrawal from Afghanistan, high gas, like nothing going right. However, expressed admiration for Biden's handling of the $1.9 trillion COVID rescue plan, which he claimed prevented an American collapse during the pandemic. And also just set up a bigger collapse for later on. Let's kick that can down the road. Neither of these dudes will be alive to live through it anyways. Sanders also commented Biden for the Inflation Reduction Act, which injected funds into transitioning U.S. energy away from fossil fuels. Sanders even praised Biden's historic decision to join the United Auto Workers picket line during a strike with the three largest car makers, saying it made Biden the strongest pro-union president that we've ever had, certainly since FDR. Sanders urged the White House not to rest on its laurels. The president's got to do something that's very, very hard, the senator insisted. He should be proud of his accomplishments, but he's also got to say that he understands that there's a housing crisis, that people can't afford health care, prescription drugs, or child care, that he's trying, but he hasn't yet succeeded. Because I don't think you can make things cheaper by taxing people more, Bernie. It's not how it works. Sanders suggested that Biden could find a historical template for such messaging in Roosevelt's 1936 re-election campaign, where Roosevelt acknowledged existing problems despite his accomplishments. Roosevelt didn't go around saying, "Look at all I've done," Sanders explained. He said, "I see a nation that is ill-clad, ill-housed. He made some progress, but I know there are enormous problems," which most presidents do. In his recent book, It's Okay to Be Angry About Capitalism, Sanders called for the Democratic Party to shift its focus from corporate elites to working class struggles. Yeah, because the real party flip was when the Democrats became the party of big business and corporate bullshit, and Republicans became the class of the working class. Expressing concern about voter turnout, he stated, "The polling is clear. Given the choice between Biden and Trump, a lot of people are saying thank you, but no thank you." That said, Sanders' warnings have faced criticism on social media, and there's some funny ones here. What is left to destroy? Well, Bernie is a Democrat socialist, so from the side literally trying to remove their political opponent from the ballot. That's rich. Yeah, that's but I mean, Big Booty Breakfast Taco, which a great username, by the way, to this young lady. I'm assuming, sorry, I don't mean to misgender you. I don't know, I guess, but I'm assuming to Big Booty and a taco. Probably she. Just chances are. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're so misinformed. The only way to protect democracy is to rig democracy. He's a trained SEAL, all left to say this, and time for Bernie to retire. I mean, How old is this guy? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's way sharper than secondly, I would be way happier if Bernie had just like called out the fact that they rigged 2016 against him, but he can't because it goes against his entire party's narrative that the Democrats would never actually interfere with anything as far as elections go, even though they totally screwed Bernie out of it. Yeah, just what a time to be alive. Let's see. This one I thought was funny. It was the Emily's Goblin trolling the award show. We spoke to her inside. Yeah. Walking down the Emmy carpet, my friends. I think it's hysterical. I actually meant to pull up a photo. Let me oh, I can't believe I forgot to do that. I was thinking about it this morning, and then I got a picture of molasses. Won't work that well. That would be wild. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to find him. They have pictures of me with him. Oh, that's such a bummer. My favorite goblin. John Necker Goblicon. Oh yeah, I'm not sharing the audio. That's good because that might get me I get poo-pooed on for that. Well, speaking of sharing audio, big news. Both versions of Raccoon are coming out soon. And I was actually very happy with how the punk version came out. And I'll share a short clip here. Yeah, it's Uncle Dad.
Well, it's all you and the way they judge us, that baby, you're just too much for any sane person to deal with. You always want more, and it's never enough. Well, I'm sorry, you're just shit out of luck. You can go away, just don't go away pissed. So give me a wink and buy me a drink, and maybe we'll head home soon. Got a fancy car and a sitcom bar that's more like a saloon. You can turn your frown upside down if you sip the shine of the moon. But I bent down, I turned around, I called her on the raccoon, on the raccoon. I called her on the raccoon.
Yeah, stoked on that. That was that's awesome. January 24th, next Wednesday. We'll be revealing both of those on the channel. Very excited about that. And yeah, Uncle Dad's getting its own YouTube channel too, which is good news. They have a Facebook, and yeah, should be spreading out and doing the different things. Anyways, back to the Goblin. We got the Goblin at the Emmys, yo. Love this costume, like on point. This is this makes me happy. The Times tracked down the Emmys Goblin and got the 411 on the Choice of the Awards attire. Many stars dressed to the nines for the awards season. One star's trolling the usual decorum at the 75th Prime Emmy Awards. Money audiences quickly did a double take when a green creature was seen creeping along the red carpet at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles. Beneath the troll or Emmy's goblin garb is actually RuPaul's Drag Race season 15 contestant Princess Poppy. I want to take everything that's rude and ugly about the usual decorum of awards and do the complete opposite, Princess Poppy told the Times on Monday. I wanted to troll, to literally and figuratively troll the Emmys, she continued. The whole purpose of doing this is a way to showcase the rules of fashion, rules of beauty, and bullshit. I think it's more beautiful to show up like this than to show up how you normally would at an award show. Princess Poppy said that when she first started in the industry, she felt an insurmountable amount of pressure to look gorgeous and beautiful. Then she realized, oh wait, I can do the opposite. According to Princess Poppy, Christina Ricci approached the Emily's Goblin earlier in the evening and joked, "Oh, that's disgusting. The looks I've gotten have been priceless," Princess Poppy added. 26-year-old San Francisco drag performer shied away from the spotlight after a departure on RuPaul's Drag Race. So Entertainment Weekly's Quick Drag podcast last year, "I want to fall off the face of the planet. I don't want to be famous. I want to fade into obscurity." Well, I think you cemented your place in history. It's not really fading into obscurity. That's Poppy. Just putting that out there. And yeah, I think that's awesome. I think anybody that trolls that shit. And to be honest, when I saw it, I was like, if you're gonna force me to hang out with a bunch of these Hollywood kid diddling weirdos, I would probably want to have my face covered too. So no blamesies. No blamesies, McQueen. Boston resident protest planned closure of Walgreens pharmacy. Yeah, people are protesting the closing of a business. I'm sorry. You should vote differently if you don't like seeing businesses close. Maybe for like people who are pro-business and not like pro-hyper regulation. Just saying. Also, don't vote for DAs that are not you don't have to be tough on crime. You just have to not be no cash bail, basically. And you don't run into these issues. Anyways, Boston. Protesters in the city of Boston are demanding that Walgreens, located in a predominantly minority neighborhood situated next to a dialysis center, remain open. A group called Communities of Color, Health and Equity, a coalition of concerned residents, gathered to protest the closing of the Walgreens pharmacy at 416 Warren Street in Boston's Roxbury neighborhood. The story is telling customers it'll close Monday, January 15th. So I suppose they closed. We should look for updates. Many seniors and those without transportation are concerned about how they'll get their prescriptions. And I do feel bad for those people. But you also shouldn't have let your neighborhood go to shit. And these places wouldn't be closing. From Tim Wentworth and Walgreens, it's all about business. But for us, it's a matter of life and death, Reverend Maynard Culpepper with the Black Men's Political Task Force said. Wentworth is the CEO of Walgreens Boots Alliance, the CEO of the second largest pharmacy store chain in the United States behind CVS. It's just the latest Walgreens to shut its doors in recent years. One of approximately 200 store closings the company said would coming in 2024. Say that's an insult to close the store on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. How insensitive is it for them to close Walgreens on January 15th? Yes, because the shutting down of a business, I'm sure they're stoked. Like people are acting like, oh man, they're such assholes for closing, and it's like, well, they're probably not making enough money to justify being open, and that's partly because of modern culture and the fact that shoplifting is egregious at this point. And you don't have a divine right to have stores. These are things that should be treated with respect, because they're not there just because they should be there, which is like a huge part of what our modern generation has wrong, is that we've grown up and there's just been bridges, then there's been roads, and nobody had to build that shit while you were alive. And so you don't know what went into making that happen, and you have no appreciation for it. It's just there and you can use it. And meanwhile, it took the sweat and blood and tears of hundreds of men back in the day to create the interstate system, and just zero appreciation for that because it's just there. And now then when those things aren't there, people get all like, oh my god, I can't believe it's not there. Like, well, you should have shown appreciation and respect for it when it was there. especially things like a fucking pharmacy. Don't make shoplifting cool, and you won't have as many stores closing. The group of organizers hand-delivered a letter to the Walgreens area corporate office in Marlborough, Massachusetts on Tuesday demanding Walgreens delay the closure. Let's work out a plan, Culpepper said. Let's work out a realignment that's a win-win for everyone. Walgreens is encouraging customers to use another store approximately 1 mile away or to mail order prescriptions, but for some, it's an uphill battle to keep the neighborhood store open. Even though we have activists in the community fighting, we tend to get this kind of information when it's almost too late. But yeah, because there's nothing like... Maybe if your activists went and raised money to subsidize the Walgreens, they would keep it open. But instead, like, you're spending your money or spending your time, which is money, on signs and standing on the side of the road and coming up with stupid agencies and shit. When you could be fundraising to subsidize the Walgreens so it could stay open. Yeah, I'm sure that a bunch of signs out front make them want to stay open. That's totally how that works. Pharmacy patients at this location do not have to take any action. Their prescription files will automatically transfer to Walgreens in 1890 Columbus Ave. Roughly a mile away, the company said in a previous statement, patients will receive notice about the transfer through mail and other means provided details. There's another planned protest at the location on Friday. So yeah, I guess we got to look up Boston Walgreens. See if there's updates. Yeah, they closed 3 stores back then. Yeah, we got dozens of protests. This was from the 13th, just before they closed. I was hoping for something a little more recent, guys. Raising equity concerns. Oh, they did postpone it. Walgreens postponed closing of Boston location. So, hell no, Walgreens. Yeah, I'm sure that makes them want to stay right open. Like, Consumers the 416 Warren Street in Roxbury will have 2 more weeks to pick up prescriptions or stock up on healthcare essentials. The drugstore, which was originally slated to close on Monday, will be closing on the 31st. They did extend it to give these people a little more time. How kind of them, because they probably should have just closed it. That's, I mean, if you're losing money, why keep it open? And here goes another. This lady said the quiet part out loud. She said Democratic Rep Gwen Moore said, "I'm pro-life 2 seconds after you're born," which is slightly more pro-life, or more pro-life than I am, because I'm up until the birth certificate signed. That's where I draw the line. Rep Gwen Moore said expressed strong support for unrestricted abortion access, saying that she's pro-life for 2 seconds after you're born until you're able to take care of 2 seconds after you're born until you're able to take care of yourself. Well, what's taking care of yourself mean? She criticized the Supporting Pregnant and Parenting Women and Families Act, calling it corporate warfare, accused Republicans of being disingenuous. Moore's stance on abortion has been influenced by her personal experiences. Who cares? We're talking about a pro-birth bill here, not pro-life. So we're talking about a pro-life bill. We'd be talking about the day after Junior was born. Now, I want to establish my expertise on the subject. Moore said, lawmaker recalled the hands of women who went through an abortion because the circumstances of their lives didn't provide them with the opportunity to give birth at that time in their lives. So we shouldn't help fund prenatal care and stuff. So I can tell you I'm pro-life for 2 seconds after you're born until you're able to take care of yourself. I'm just not pro-birth. So are you admitting that you're not pro-health care? Moore's also been involved in controversy related to her son's felony charge, has been vocal about election interference allegations against former President Donald Trump. Because why not sneak him into the bottom of the article? I'm just not pro-birth. Yeah, like, I'm pro-healthcare, and I want healthcare to be covered for everybody except people who want to have babies. That's, yeah, that's a winning. That's a winning decision. You should go with that. I'm sure people would love to vote for you again. I know I do. I'm excited for it. CBS leaks internal documents exposing potential criminal violation of the Civil Rights Act. Oh man, what do we got here? What you don't know about CBS is health's social justice and equity commitments. The information applies to U.S.-based colleagues only. The information contained in this document is subject to change to the discretion of CBS Health at any time for any reason without notice. What is CBS Health diversity management framework? Our strategic diversity management framework is focused on workforce representation, colleague demographics reflective of demographics of those we serve, inclusion and belonging, workplace defined by personal connections, having a seat at the table and demonstrating genuine care for one another, talent systems, equitable access to growth and development, diverse marketplace, exceptional service and stewardship for those we serve, the communities in which we do business. Yeah, they're going to adopt Martin Luther King Jr. Day as an enterprise-wide holiday. Recommit to aggregate target for supplier diversity. Hold leaders and vendor relationships responsible, helping us achieve our target. What else we got in here? Please note, links are not clickable in the document below. Access links, blah, blah, blah. Leader actions required to advance our diverse talent. All participants must meet the eligibility requirements for each program before participating. Nominations can come from managers in HR or through self-nomination. Self-nomination forms can be found here. Asian and Pacific Islander, Black, African American, Hispanic, Latino, individuals with disabilities, LGBTQA, and women. Oh, congratulate our first Breaking Points class. Yeah, so no, I didn't really look through that, but they programs to help non-white women advance their careers. Yeah, because equity, I guess. I still want to hire this goblin. I'm not gonna lie. That would Miss Goblin, if you're free, I have a birthday show coming out. I would love to book you. Oh by Jesus. Next we got the sheriff from Canada. Yeah, this guy. He's he is a piece of work. You ever done Salmon? Basically what you're about to hear might be shocking. So Canadian police warn residents not to post videos of people stealing packages. Yeah, this is Comms Officer Lieutenant Benoit Richard. Basically saying if you catch video of somebody robbing stuff off your porch, don't share it, because you could violate their privacy.
You cannot post the images yourself, because you have to remember that in Canada we have a presumption of innocence, and posting that picture could be a violation of private life.
Instead, he says if anything is stolen, call 911.
If you get some proof that somebody might have stolen something, then call the police, give the proof to the police, and then we'll do the investigation. We'll bring that person to justice and we'll file some charges. You cannot.
Yeah, we'll bring that person to justice and then we'll file some charges. Because you're violating the criminal's privacy by posting their video online. That's what's going up on America's Hat right now. What just ridiculous shit we're dealing with, man. Like, just living in clown world. It's mind-boggling that's a thing, and that guy's got a job, and good Lord. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. I want to see who was on Simcast tonight. Oh. Yeah. GOP exposed to us. Spying up. Yeah. At least that's what the Timcast headline says. Oh, Arnold. Arnold detained at Munich. Arnold. Arnold. Yep, 3 hours. Arnold. How could you, Arnold? Who's guilty of fraud? Spanish tennis, great. Found guilty of fraud, but will avoid prison. Shocking. A beautiful white passing woman avoids jail time. Is that what you're saying? I'm stunned. No, what I wanted to see was no. Whoops. Oh, there was a Sticks one I wanted to look at because he posted something real interesting. Yeah, CBS document leak. Yeah, electric vehicles. The Chicago thing, man. Tesla graveyard. Absolutely hysterical. What else happened this week? Oh, Iowa happened. There's that. No, yeah. Little lag time on his updates there. Yeah, and Iran. Man, that whole shit's crazy. Yeah, New Hampshire primaries next week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just stoked. I got a lot of show stuff going on. A lot of show stuff going on. Excited. Really, really excited. I'm gonna share another minute of raccoon here. Oh, sneak preview.
Well, I couldn't bother say I hope you have an excellent day. 2 good days even happen to people like you. And our fights were pretty macabre, cause I'm a bitch and you're a slob. But every word I spoke about is true. So give me a wig and buy me a drink, and maybe we'll head home soon. Got a fancy car and a sit-home bar that's more like a saloon. You can turn your frown upside down if you simply shine to the moon. But I've been down, I turned around, called her on the raccoon, on the raccoon. I called her on the raccoon.
Yeah. Stoked. Yeah, and then shit, I guess I'll share the show flyer was published. I'll show you some drafts first because that's like even funnier. That was the second draft. This was me just starting to play around with the flyer because there's some names on there that will not be there and etc. I was using names of friends to fill it out, but yeah, that was the first rendition. That was the second. Yeah, not great. The wife was definitely not impressed. Third, still not quite there. Yes, and finally the one that's gone live. right. The Wimble Comedy Club and Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming present Hickory TDAU's birthday variety show. And everything goes as planned. I'll be there, for my birthday. No. But I'll actually be, hopefully, if everything goes as planned, we'll have a screen set up and I'll actually do an intro just like I would for this show for my birthday show. And that's how we'll kick it off, is there'll be a countdown, like the countdown for the show and the show intro and all that shit. And then I'll introduce GW and it'll be him live on stage. And we'll see. I definitely am not, don't get me wrong, I am not streaming the show. This is an in-person only. I couldn't do that due to burlesque and copyright issues with having live performers there. Because while all the songs are original, they're also published. And while the performers have the right to those songs and can perform them live, I don't have the right to stream them. And it would be a whole copyright mess. And also with burlesque, it would not work unless I had I could stream to my own website maybe, but I can't do that yet. So yeah, hopefully in the future. But yeah, that's the plan. And then we got some fun names. King Sean McAblaze is going to be out. Matt Vita's coming out. Silas is going to be doing a music set. Vast and Slade just confirmed. Evening Out is going to be doing a couple sets of burlesque. I'm still waiting back to hear from my other burlesque performers to see who's going to be on the show. There'll be four burlesque sets each night. And yeah, Molasses will be doing a set one night. Uncle Dad, Kyle from Uncle Dad will be doing a set another night. And my boy Kyle Hickory will be there doing a stand-up set both nights. And it is going to be a hootenanny, man. We got a lot of stuff planned, and it's going to be quite a ridiculous shit show of a fun fest, that's for sure. And yeah, just still absolutely, I always do that. Love the DJ Vulture AI art. Oh, he's so majestic. Yeah, he's pretty good sized at 100%. It looks good, man. Like, you really have to zoom in a bit to see. It's a little pixely, like, deep in, but from far out, like, he is pretty detailed. He's got some definite definition to those feathers. The lighting looks amazing in this. Yeah, this is Gab AI. Super simple text prompt, text to image AI on Gab. You find the Gab bot and message it, and it produces crazy stuff like that. This is the one I'm working on. And I did it again. This is... Yeah. So the finished flyer for both nights is going to look something like this. This is for Friday nights. Yeah, Vita and Silas have a couple spots for waiting on other performers to confirm what days they're going to be down, because they're going to be down. We're just waiting to find out when. But yeah, the bouncy juiciness. Yeah, excited to have such a talented lineup. And yeah, Molasses will be doing Bon Wick live for the first time. It's gonna be dope. Turf type. Yeah, it's gonna be some bangers. Excited. Oh, yep, sorry, just checking the phone. Artist sending me photos for flyers. I'm stoked. Anyways, I think I'm gonna wrap it a little early. Why not? Not a whole lot going down in the comment section. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm, of course, the Drunken Underwhelming. Before we go, let's we'll hear a little snippet of the other version of Raccoon. the hip hop pop version before we get out on it here. And I gotta present and share. It's because they sound.
Give me a wink and buy me a drink and baby we'll head home soon. Got a fancy car and a sick-home bar that's more like a saloon. You could turn your frown upside down if you sip the shine of the moon. But I've been down, I turned around and called her on the raccoon, on the raccoon. I called her on the raccoon.
Yeah, such a fun vibe on this one. I'm really pretty stoked that it just came out. Pretty stoked indeed. Yeah, whole lots of projects going on here. Lots and lots and lots of projects. Anyways, is that the couch one? I can't remember. We gotta look.
Can you believe that kind of shit, man? Like, chick walks in your life, she's like, I don't like your fucking couch, dude. You had to get rid of the couch. It's the couch or me. I'm like, it's the couch or you? Fuck do you think you are? I miss you less than I miss this couch. You can shut your fucking mouth. I'll miss you less than I miss this couch. We won't endure like the furniture, and I won't be sad when you're not at my house. You can shut your fucking mouth. I'll miss you less than I miss this couch.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, a little tired. It's been a long week, but thank you guys for joining me. Yeah, much more to come. Oh, shout out to my buddy. I think I was here to hear this. Pierre Vachon, go check out his channel on YouTube. His podcast. He'll figure out where to go for all the links if you want to join it. But he's got a pro wrestling podcast. I'm talking a little behind the scenes, actually really, really cool stuff. And some general advice specifically for wrestlers, but is much more broadly applicable. And I'm excited to have him on the show and have a discussion about wrestling from a magician's perspective, because I think there's a lot going on there, and a lot of people don't realize that it's all just carny art. So anyways, that's all I got on this one. Thank you guys for joining me. I will see you on the next episode, episode 10, where Raccoon will drop from both Uncle Dad and MC Molasses. We'll get into that next week. Until then, Drunk Magician out. Stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, it's trying times, stay sane. And don't forget to tip your bartender, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you guys next week.
Above all else, I just want to say thank you. Have a beautiful night. Drunk Magician out. Cheers. Now let's get the credits. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate the help. Cause this is a show I do by myself. I produce this shit myself. And I've been through a lot with friends and a lot of shit I felt. But I remember the tools